So we're about a week away from going down to Willinga Park for the big $100,000 camp draft, and I've got old Congressman here. He hasn't probably seen a cow since Nutrient back in February. We're now in the end of June, so he's going to be a bit cow fresh. So what I thought I'd do is take this opportunity to make a little video on just what I do to get these older horses ready for a draft. You know, all the training's been done. They've had plenty of big runs, and the big thing I think about these camp horses is trying to break that anticipation, because camp drafting's such a repetitive event where, you know, we take ground off a cow, we go fast, we attack, and then we check, and then we attack, and then we check. And so what I really want him to do is I want him to just get comfortable with the cow where he's not taking over and anticipating and causing a problem and scaring the cow. Like, I just want him to go slow. Pretty much just going to ride him like I would a 2-year-old today. This is his first day back. I mean, I don't need to bust him. He's had plenty of practice. But I just want to check his thoughts. So I want to evaluate. So I'm just going to get a cow out here. I just think it's important to evaluate where our horse's mind is before we go to these events. You know, I can go in there and hang on to him and make him do it how I want him to do it, but it's me doing it, it's not him doing it. So trying to get that horse to be good despite me, not because of me, is the key. So he's going to fill the holes in for me when I get there, when the money's up. I don't want a horse that's only being good because of his training, or because of me, the way I ride him. I want him to be good. I want to train that horse to be accountable and to think. So we've got a cow here. I'm just going to follow it up the pen here and just see how he reacts to that cow. We're not going to do any cutting out today. I'm just going to more or less just see what his thoughts are. I still want him to react. Like, if that cow starts going left and right here, I want him to stay with it. It's going to trot, so I'm going to trot with it. Now, I want to stay in the frame of that cow a little bit there. When that cow turned off me, I just stopped him. Or he stopped. I want him to stop when that cow turns away. I want him to check and stop and rate. So right here, the cow stops, he stops. I'm going to start that cow up at its hip. Now stop and get across, there. Wait. Stop and get across. Okay. Stop. Get across. Come from behind. I want him to rate. He's rating good there. Now get across. There. I'm just going to come back. I'm not going to bust him today. But what I will do now is I'm just going to get on the tail of this cow and evaluate what he's thinking. So I'm just going to go wherever that cow goes. And I'm going to try and give him as minimal cues as I can with my hand. Because I find that if I'm doing all the work, he's not going to do the work when I want him. Now there, he went in there with that cow, dropped his shoulder a little bit. I'm not too worried about that. I'll fix that here in a minute. When that cow turns away, I want to stop. I'll come back in on that tail. So wherever that cow goes, I want him in the same tracks as that cow. I'll try and keep it off the fence here. Now this is his spot where he dropped his shoulder there. So I'm just going to stop him there and hold his shoulder up. I'll come back into that cow. It's not the greatest cow, but it'll do the job. We're just going to get back on that cow's tail and go where that cow goes. I really like here, as you can see, he's rating that cow and looking for that cow himself. He's not staying with that cow because I'm making him. Now he's starting. Now that cow broke off me, then I'm going to stop. I find that training a camp drafting horse and training a rein cow horse have a lot of similarities, but what I do find is that with a rein cow horse, we're wanting to shut the cow down, whereas on a camp horse, we're wanting to drive that cow and cover the tail. So when that cow turns off me, like it's going to turn off me up here, so right there, I want that horse to stop and come back in. So I want to be able to turn, I want that horse to rate that corner. Whereas on a rein cow horse, and when that cow turned off me, I stopped, I'm going to come back in. I might just get back up here and get in the same tracks as that cow. I don't want to be holding him on that cow. I want to pitch him loose and see where he's going to go. Then I can correct him if he makes a mistake. So here again, we're on the tail. I want him to go with that cow. Now I might roll up here to that cow's eye. I'm going to see what he does. Stop. Now, on these older horses, if they're really getting a hold of that cow, when that cow turns off me like that, if they're wanting to drop in, you can see how I turned him around away from that cow. I want to balance him up a little bit because he's wanting to beat that cow. He's had a lot of big runs, this horse, and he's wanting to beat that cow through the turn. I might stop him there. I might take him the other way and just call him off. I'm going to go get a better cow. Okay, so we got another cow here. I want that cow to just move away from me, just run away from me. It doesn't matter where it goes. I'm not going to try and bust my horse trying to control it, but I want to evaluate what my horse is thinking, whether he's taken over because the cow's speeding up, or he's rating and thinking about where that cow's going to go. So I might drive this cow down this end of the arena here, even at a walk. I don't want him every time he sees a cow that he thinks he's got to bust himself. I want him thinking back to me, but I also want him thinking about the cow as much as I can. So the less commands I give, the more he's going to listen, but I'm not taking his mind off his job. I know, like years ago, I used to have it in my head that I had to control everything on these horses, and I found out, probably more so through riding this horse, that the more I leave him alone, the better he is. So even here, just being slow, he gets plenty of busting at the camp draft where he's got to bust his butt and do more than he needs to do, really. And I probably override him quite a bit, and a lot of people probably say that too, but he has won a lot of drafts. So I'll just get him over here and stop that cow there. Wait, there, he turned around with that cow pretty good, and get over here and stop that cow. I might even push back up against it, there, wait. Now get back across. I'm gonna push back against that cow a little bit and get it to turn off me. Get back on his butt. What I don't want to do is teach that cow that it can beat me. So see there, I just changed my angle a little bit there and moved that cow off me. My weight. I'm going to push back against it there, get stopped. Push back against that cow, get stopped. Get stopped. There, good. I'm just going to stop him there as he's trying. We'll just let that cow go. I don't want him to escalate to where he thinks, oh shit, we're getting beat, we're going to have to go harder. So I'll just go back and I'll find that cow again, and we'll go with it. Wherever that cow goes, I want him to just stay in that cow's tracks. Now he's thinking about those mares over there. I'm going to pick him up and correct him and put him back on that cow. And see how his shoulder's a lot better there. Now wait, that cow turned off him hard. I want him to check and cover. Check, cover. Push up against that cow's neck a little bit. Check, there. Now back to the tail. Check. Cover. I like how he's wanting to really extend his trot there with that cow and not speed up. He's thinking about the mares there again, but that's all right. He's had a bit of time off, so see how he's really extending his trot there. He's rating that cow. He's not thinking about going 100 miles an hour. I'm going to turn that cow back up and come up the fence here. See, he's back here in position. He's watching that cow. He's thinking about that cow. I'm not having to really do anything other than just be a passenger here. He's going to go around here with it. I don't care for trying to control that cow too much. As long as he's rating, and when I pick up on him, he's listening. So what pretty much all I'm doing is I'm just evaluating what his thoughts are. He can go and catch that cow again. I don't want to bang him in the ground if he starts speeding. I'm just going to give him a little correction. That's good, he read that good. So I'm going to speed him up just a little bit here and start telling that cow that we're in control. I'm going to stop him there. Pretty simple really, like I just find that we overcomplicate it. We don't need to be out here practicing our camp draft. That's for us, it's not for our horses. If the more we practice our camp draft, then the worse our horse is going to go. Now see there, he really sped up there in his trot because he was trying to turn that cow on the fence. Thinking about them mares still a little bit, but the more I can kind of get him where he's thinking about his job, the less he's going to be thinking about other things. So we might breeze up here on the right side of that cow if I can get up in between the fence here. He's rating really good there and staying in position. I don't want to run him up to the head there because there. Now that cow cut out in front of me there and I just gave him a little shot from that cow. That was good. He's got to think about those things. When a cow goes to cut out in front of me, I want him to be thinking about stopping and checking and reading that cow. So we're going to roll that cow off of him. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go up here and roll that cow around again. I'm going to roll her around, stop. So what in essence what I'm doing is I'm teaching that horse that when he gets to that cow's head and that cow, oh, we've got to push him out past it, see him wanting to stop there. When he gets to that cow's eye, he's got to think about getting back to the tail, back to here. So when that cow when he gets to there, I want him to think about there. I want him to think about there. So when that cow turns off him, there, I'm going to push him, I'm going to take him away there because he's leaning on that cow a little bit and cheating a little bit. Just getting smart. I want to be able to change him and I want to be able to take ground without him taking over. I'm going to turn that cow off and stop. Then I'm going to change. That cow turned back that way. I'm still in the frame of that cow. What I don't want to do is run him past the cow. He's got to drive it. I want to teach him to drive it. So when that cow turns away, stop. Back to the tail. The cow turned there. If I was to keep going forward, I would have put him outside the frame of that cow. Stop. There. We're running out of cow here. So that's probably enough for him today. He's not doing anything wrong. He's doing everything pretty right. I know what he can do when we go to town, so pretty much all I'm doing is evaluating him. I could come out here and work the bison, and I've got some really, really good bison, but I just find that that it doesn't teach my horse to be smart like there. Like I can feel him really tightening up when I get to that eye. He's not wanting to go by that cow. He's wanting to shorten up and come back to the tail. On a bison will just keep running around, and you can just keep running to the head and it'll just keep running around and around, and those horses don't get smart where they're covering both sides of the cow. I want them, when that cow sits up, they've got to sit back. They've got to check. They've got to naturally put that hock in the ground and then bring that front end across and cover and get back to the inside. So if I'm coming out there around that first peg, and everyone's done this, you leave the yard and you send your horse hard off the camp to the first peg, and the cow pulls you on a little bit. What I find happens there is that we're doing 90 and the cow's doing 60, and then the cow stops and turns and goes back towards the first peg, and our horse takes 4 more strides and does a bit of a water ski, broadside, comes back around, and we hit the cow up the arse and we chase him back to the cutout yard and we miss our first peg. So what I really want my horse to do, I know when I want to take ground aggressively and tighten up my peg, I want to know and have faith in my horse that he's going to come back to the tail and cover that inside peg. So I think that's probably enough for him today. We might chase a few around the next couple of days on him. I might do a bit of cutting out inside there. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so and then probably Monday morning we're probably going to head down to Willinga. So that's pretty much it. I don't do a whole lot, so pretty much all I do with these old horses is what I would do with a 2-year-old, and just check out what their thoughts are. So thanks for watching, and we'll keep you posted on the next one.